Hello, and welcome to the weekly broadcast of Strategic Speaking for Results. I'm Elizabeth Bachman, your host, and today we're talking about how you can use horror stories to get promotion, to position yourself for promotion. The reason I'm thinking about this is because one of the things that people overlook all the time is how do you talk about the value of things going right, not going wrong? It's actually risk management. How do you talk about the value of good risk management in a society that's geared to rescue heroes? You know, we love heroes. We love the people who are putting out fires. But as the great Bonita Banducci says, in putting out fires, hooray, they've put the fire out, and but nobody talks about the person who installs sprinklers, who makes sure that everything's working right, who makes sure that the fire doesn't happen in the first place. The firefighters get all the glory, and they should, but in the meantime, the family's house is burned down and they have no place to live. We need to start paying attention to the value of things going right. This is something that hasn't been talked about, and it's hard to talk about. So here's how. One of the things you can do is contrast the good job that you are doing to a horror story that has happened to some other company. You could say something like, wow, did you hear that report? How the rate of people leaving their companies is happening so often, and mostly they're leaving because of managers, not because of the lack of benefits. Well, I know how much it's going to cost the company, so I pay a lot of attention to making sure that my team is taken care of, that they're getting what they want, that they're recognized for the good work that they do. And I'm proud to say that we've had very little churn, very little turnover in my department. Now, if you were telling that story to the finance department or the CFO, for instance, pay attention, do a little research in advance, and talk about, hey, I'm really proud at the employee retention we have here because I've looked up what it costs when somebody leaves. You have the loss of the work that they're doing. You have to pay the recruiters to find new people. People have to take time off to interview the new people. And then it takes at least a couple of months to onboard the new person. I'm really proud to say this is an issue that we're not dealing with in my team because I'm taking care of my team. I pay a lot of attention to making sure that they're happy. Find a horror story where someone is not doing the good work that you do, and then you can tell a story about how proud you are. It doesn't even have to be a current story. My client, Mei Lin, worked in quality control. And, you know, software engineers, it was a software company. Software engineers never like to go back and fix the bugs in a program that they've written. So one of the things she did was she talked to them about the 1998 mission to Mars that crashed, that exploded. I think the spacecraft exploded. And later they found out that one crucial part had been made according to meters and centimeters, and another part had been done in feet and inches. And so those two pieces didn't talk to each other, and ultimately it crashed. So what she did in her department was she put up pictures of Mars, and then she would remind her team, no Mars mission. We're not going to do that here. And that became a saying in the team, no Mars mission. And they stayed and they did their jobs well. Telling the story of something that you do well takes some practice. It's something that we do in the Visible and Valued course. It's one of the unthought of, unnoticed ways of getting credit for the good work that you do. You usually have to teach the people above you why this is important. You have to teach them using a horror story and comparing the disaster that might have happened to what didn't happen because you averted the risk, you managed the risk, will position you as someone who thinks, someone who is worth promoting or hiring. So that's how you can use horror stories to get that promotion that you want. This has been Strategic Speaking for Results. I'm Elizabeth Bachman. I'll see you on the next one.